I'm pressing square.
Vulture online.
Hello, this is Charles Orby from the United Clan. As you just heard, you have to hold square. Everybody has to hold square now at the end of Mayday, because the glitches aren't there anymore. I do apologize for this video. It is 2 weeks late, and I just went through stuff, throat surgery again, so on and so forth. As you can hear, it's a little better. Not as scratchy. It's healing. It's getting better. It's feeling great. This video is to show how to deal with you having to play the end of Mayday with no glitches. And I do, right out the gate, have to be honest with everybody here, that this is the first time that we played without the glitches. So it was an experience in itself and unfolded live for a couple of streamers. We did do a live stream on this. About 27 people or so actually watched, which ain't bad. We don't care. We just wanted to play and let the world see us live for a few, you know. I mean, it's a great publicity, actually. If you ever get the chance, you're in a clan, you have a clan or whatever, you want publicity for your clan, live stream. The more you live stream, the better it is. The more numbers you'll get, more people will be interested in you, and so on. Excuse me. Our goal here was to go without the sentry guns, Tesla coils, and so on. Because previously to our attempt to actually completing a mission on Mayday without the glitches, we found that you don't get to keep those stuff at the end. The Kraken's abilities destroys those. So instead of doing that, we went solely with sticky flares, the Venom X, and Vulture turrets. Which, the Vulture turrets are awesome. And hopefully you really get to understand why when you're watching this video, listening and all that stuff to the background noise and all that, the explosions that occur and everything else. The only strategy that we found during the gas here was to separate everybody on the two tiers, two on the bottom of each valve, two on the top of each valve. So because they made it like point of contact where everybody has to hold the square button and so on, you know, just like at point of contact, the nuke, how everybody has to hold the square button down to start the timer and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, there's no timer. There's just a big boss, the Kraken guy, blah, blah, blah. It was helpful, we found, in this attempt because we were communicating a lot better with everybody. All of us had mics except for the one person who broke hers. But that's neither here nor there. But we were all efficiently communicating properly. Which became important on this level because at this beginning, protecting the valves and so on. Because if someone had to leave their valve to go get drops, like shields, extra ammo, a booster, a little bit of a feral. I'm not even sure we were actually playing feral in this. I don't think we were. I think we're just doing hand boosters. We communicated that, hey, we need to cover here. Or, hey, man, can we rotate around? And it actually became helpful. We actually didn't really need to rotate but one time. And I think you see it here when I'm climbing up and I kill a few and all that. Or maybe it was before this, actually. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was way before this. This is the end of this. But it didn't take very long for someone to jump down, grab a drop, and then, you know, go back to their original position or so on. Which was helpful because of communication. And a good foundation of a team.
Okay, how are you?
There's the big guy.
You don't look happy to see me.
Our goal here was to do 4 sections of him glowing and using turrets one at a time to kill him while we focused on the abilities that we could control. Such as our turrets, the sticky flares, the use of sticky flares, and controlling the pace of the game and the board instead of letting all the aliens come out and spawn and overwhelm us, which actually did happen at first. I think what you see here, we were all erratic. We're running around. We're getting hit a lot. So we're all like, oh shit. You know, watch my back. I got yours. Which is fine. It's not a bad way to play. It really isn't. But it's not as useful when you should be having all four corners watched while the Kraken is not glowing, because they spawn from all four corners of the and sides, and the back side, both sides, the front. The Kraken is. They spawn everywhere, especially the cedars, which are ridiculous. Because the cedars spawn in 3s or 4s. And it really becomes a problem when they can bust out, you know, those plants, those shooting plants, you know, 2, 3 at a time, 2, 3 at a time, 2, 3 at a time. You know, they can overwhelm you. They really overwhelmed us a little bit, not as much because we got used to it. And by the time we actually get on the first turret, as you can see now, we actually get control of the board. You see me shooting up the plants and so on, and making sure there's no feeder. You hear in the background my fellow clan member, Absolute Zero, you know, pointing it out. You know, hey, cedar right side, cedar left side. That's what you want. When these aliens are spawning, or cryptids, not aliens, cryptids, are spawning, you definitely want to make sure you have somebody that's communicating good enough to where you know exactly where the cedars are on the map. You're not going to get a rhino. You're not going to get a phantom. You're mainly going to get cedars and hunters and the explosive guys, the little red dudes. I, for some reason, can't think of the name at the moment, which is fine, whatever. The point for us was to focus on really controlling the board, the pace, like I said, everything else that's involved, you know, for the end game here on Mayday. You don't want to, you know, have everybody erratic and scrambling around. It's not helpful. You're going to end up losing people. You know, they're going to get frustrated, and then you guys aren't going to finish, and so on. So stay calm. Have everybody focus on what the game plan is, and communicate. And as you heard just now, you know, hey, it's glowing on the turret. One person at a time on the turret. Everybody else controlling the board so they don't get overwhelmed on the turret, because they can still attack you while you're using the turret. And that's not a good thing, because if a guy goes down right there while you guys are overwhelmed on the thing and he's got the molten red going on, dude, it really becomes a problem. So you want to be able to jump off the turret and get out of the area or stay off that red molten area. And if you can't control that and that guy goes down on the turret, the Kraken stays alive longer. You can't save him until after the molten, so you lose him. So by the time you go over to save him or revive him, even with the tags, you're going to get spawned on and probably get killed yourself. Okay? So you don't want to do that. You want to really focus on the game plan, the board, and make sure everybody else is working together too. Okay? I can't emphasize that enough. The other point of our plan was, and our strategy was, to make sure that we used, before the Kraken here point, the Venomex correctly. As you can see, we don't really use the Venomex that much in this end one, or I don't. Excuse me. You're not going to see my other clan members and fellow players in the team use them here either. The reason why is because they're just not needed. They're more, we believed that going into our game plan, the way we're going to play was solely using them for the bigger threats to make our time quicker, to make us more efficient. And what I mean by that is, like, the rhinos, the phantoms, the cedars, not the plants. You know, when you get overwhelmed by more than, you know, 2 or 3 hunters, yeah, you do. throw out a venom ball, man, and blow them up. You know, electrify them, poison them with the green gas. You know, definitely do that. We did, and it worked out well. You know, but don't waste them on the plants and the little, you know, the scouts, the little red guys that explode. You know, there's a reason I can't think of their name. It escaped me. That's okay though. Excuse me. When we used them against the rhinos and these other things, it was really, really good for us. We got out of that area, no damage to nobody, or at least minimal damage. You know, somebody got 2 damage, and then we could focus on the rest of the board. Okay, the game. So that's the key to Mayday: not allowing yourself to get overwhelmed, using all the tools available to you. Okay. Unfortunately, we didn't use the red flares as much as we should have. The way we thought we were going to go play it, at least what we had, you know, in our strategy, was to, after each glowing phase ended, one of the teammates, because you get 2 sticky flares per teammate, would throw out a sticky flare. Wait for that one to die, which I think we clocked at 23 seconds they last, I believe. Not very long, really. Not in Mayday, when all this stuff is spawning from each side, behind you, back corners, the back of the boat, the front of you where the Kraken is, so on. Excuse me. And then waiting for that one to die, and then throwing out the other one. You know what I mean? And making sure that our rounds are covered, to where we take less damage, but we're killing more aliens by using the sticky flares. We actually didn't use the sticky flares until towards the end of this thing, as I think you just heard about 30 seconds ago. You know, teammate saying, "Hey, when this happens, throw out a sticky flare," blah blah blah. You know, because he was reminding us, we're reminding ourselves of a strategy that we came up with, and so on and so on. The other thing that we wanted to focus on was making sure that everybody knew where everybody was, and that no person got lost or overwhelmed. It actually did happen, because there's a lot of aliens that spawn. Like I said, the Cedars alone spawn 2, 3, 4 at a time, and start pumping out plants, you know, 2, 3 at a time. They can get ridiculous if you don't control it. But that's our strategy, and I gotta say, it honestly worked well. It's worked well since. We've completed 2 other missions with me, proving it, and proofing it, and so on and so forth. We also found that feral isn't really useful on this map. You're in such close quarters all the time with these cryptids that it doesn't matter to have feral, and you don't have a speed timer you have to race against. Yeah, so there's just no point in it. And it's a good thing, you know, because it opens up 2 or 3 people using the shield, or you know, which is helpful, especially at the end here. I mean, it's kind of a common sense. Even the experienced players will tell you. Medics and shields, man. Medics and shields, man. Having a weapons specialist is great, because it really helps kill this guy a lot faster. A lot. And it's actually pretty fun. I can't think of anything else to cover, man. If you guys want to know something, or you want to see us play something, or a strategy, you know, tips and tricks, or anything you guys want to know, man, throw down a comment, man, on the videos we do. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you very much for watching.
I actually built them after we killed the Kraken.